the words of Yahuwah. Verse 14. And Shmuel said, oh really? You perform the words of Yahuwah? What is this?
Big
bah,
what's this big dude doing?
what are these healthy sheep bang in my ears? And what is the bellowing, the mooing of the cattle which I hear? What is this mooing and this bang that I hear? And Shaul said, they have brought them forth. Look at this excuse. They, meaning the people, have brought them forth from the Amalekites. So, number one, you'll notice in verse 15, he did what Adam did.
Yes.
Played the blame game.
Yes.
Isn't that what we do? It's the car that's not working. It's my schedule that can't fit. It's my health. That's legitimate sometimes. We know when it's legitimate and when it's not legitimate. Each one of us knows. Right?
Yeah.
We had to. Yahuwah knows if it was a had to or a wanted to that you presented as a had to and turned into an excuse. He knows. I don't know. And I don't care. But you can't fool the prophetic word. You can't fool the prophet. Shaul said that, well, the people, they got them from the Amalekites. The truth of the matter is, he took the toll for himself.
Yeah, he did.
And he only destroyed the vain, useless things that were immaterial for his materiality.
Yes.
It says, the people spared the best, verse 15, of the sheep, and the best of the cattle, to sacrifice to you, your Elohim. So he was caught. And he's saying, first he played the blame game, then he played the religious game. See, that's what we do when we want to disobey. That's what we do when we want to find an excuse for our behavior. First we play the blame game, and then when that fails, we play the religious game. But it's for Yahuwah. He said, do it this way, do it that way, perform what I showed you, obey what I showed you, walk in what I showed you. And when we finish playing the blame game, then what we do sometimes is we play the religious game. Oh, it's for Yahuwah anyway. Forget about what the word was. Forget about, it's for my children. I want my children to grow up, to serve Yahuwah. So I'm going to just do what's best for my children because Yahuwah called me to be a good parent. Did it ever occur to you sometime? What is best for Yahuwah is not always best for your children. If Yahuwah calls you to the Philippines to live in an insect blighted village, it may not be best for your children to go there where there's malaria and disease. But the question is, are you in lordship to your children or are you in lordship to Yeshua? You put on the breastplate of Mishpat. You take the authority that the Malchut of Shamayim has given you as the leader and the husband of the house. And walk in the prophetic mantle of the Navi, Shmuel.
Amen.
So when we don't want to perfectly perform, especially when he puts us in some kind of human chain of command. We love to think that we can obey only the Father and we don't need a human chain of command. The problem with that is, that's the plague of rabbinical Judaism. That's the plague of Orthodox Judaism. We don't need Yeshua. We just go right to the Father. We don't need an intermediary. We don't need any help. We don't need any assistance. We don't need an older brother. We just go right to the Father. That is the plague of Judaism today. So first he plays the blame game. What is a blame? The people, like Chava or Adam, the woman whom you gave me, is responsible for my disobedience. And then he says, P.S. don't worry, Sam, chill out, Shmuel, relax. All this stuff is going to Yahuwah. But guess what? Yahuwah doesn't want it. Because it's tainted with the Amalekites and their idolatry, and their disease, and their disobedience, and their rebellion, and now it has an Israelite veneer, and now it has an Israelite coating, but it is the materialism and the things of disobedience, and of those things, and those people that once afflicted Yahuwah of hosts, and his people.
Yes.
And you're trying to put those earrings on the pig. And you're trying to put the lipstick on the pig. And when you do that, it's as smelly and as odious as if you had not decorated that thing. In other words, you could take something kosher and not do it in obedience to the prophetic word and to the order of Melchizedek and the orders that come directly from Yahuwah through a human channel, and still offer up to him strange fire, no matter how you try to blame other people and blame your circumstances or blame timing or blame inconvenience for lack of performance. Can I get a witness?
Amen.
King Saul says, hey look, relax, I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Yahuwah's getting something. It was the people anyway, and Yahuwah's going to get it anyway. It's for Yahuwah. You know, Yahuwah gets blamed for a lot of things by religious people and people that are his Talmidim. You know that. It's for Yahuwah. I don't have to obey the word. I don't have to walk in submission. I don't have to follow his ways. It's for Yahuwah. Okay, so look, King Saul says, I will sacrifice this to Yahuwah. But don't worry, the rest, we've done the rest.
Yeah.
So what happens when you do something you've been told, but not the other things you've been told by Yahuwah and by his word and by his leading? That's called partial obedience. What's another way to say partial obedience?
No
Disobedience. So again, my question, is your life of obedience mixed in with disobedience? Of course the answer is yes, as is mine. But I'm not proud of it. I plan on doing something about it. I don't plan on keeping blaming other people, or blaming the phone ringing, or insomnia, or other people for my laziness and not willingness to contribute and to be a productive part of the family, or of a home, or of a ministry, or of a congregation. Everybody's got an excuse. They're like shoes. Everybody, even poor folks got shoes.
I was thinking something else.
And toes. And pinkies. We all got them. Most of us anyway.
That's if they ain't cut it off.
And it's so, he offers to Yahuwah something that was not required. Yahuwah never said, I want the donkeys, did he? Did he ever say, I want the cattle, and I want the sheep, and I want the donkeys, and I want the best, so we could celebrate the Moadim? Did Yahuwah ever say that?
No. No.
So that we can celebrate Shabbat?
Nope.
So that we can guard Shabbat?
Nope.
Yahuwah never asked for these things. Look at verse 16. So part of mixed obedience is giving and offering to Yahuwah something that he does not require, or something that he did not ask for, and then claiming it's for Yahuwah.
Cutting the deal. That's
Something
witchcraft.
he expressly denied he wanted.
That's
Right,
witchcraft.
this case he did.
Then Shmuel said to Saul, stay, and I will tell you what Yahuwah has said to me this night. And he said to him, go ahead and speak.
Yeah.
But I want you to notice he knew it was coming. Because first he says, Yivarechecha Yahuwah, huh? And then he says, what did he say here? Go back here. He says, I performed, you know, on his own terms, in his own way. And Shmuel said, when you were little in your own sight, were you not made the head of the tribes of Israel? And Yahuwah anointed you Melech over Israel. So, Melech Shaul, when he was humble, obedient, teachable, not trying to teach Yahuwah's men and women, but teachable, humble, he was made the head and not the tail, over the house of Yehudah and the house of Ephraim. He was anointed Melech over what? A united people. Both houses of Israel. Look at verse 18. And Yahuwah sent you on a journey and said, go and utterly destroy the sinners. Now they're called sinners. Go and utterly destroy the sinners, the Amalekites, and fight against them until they are no more. That is the word. The word is overcome. Take everything into authority. Take everything into subjection. until you